Today's show is brought to you by Leaf Filter Gutter Protection. Get a free estimate and $300 off to end the continuous chore of gutter cleaning at leaffilternow.com/blow. And Hotels.com. Shop with Hotels.com now to take advantage of their great hotel deals, as well as save $30 off select hotel stays of $250 or more when you go to usehotels.com/blow. Enter code LISTEN30. Some terms apply. Hey, buddies. It's Blow Jam presents Podsmash, the podcast that reviews podcasts. I'm your host, Delia Blowjam, and joining me, as always, is my co-host and husband, Ryan Blowjam.
What's up, y'all?
So you guys really need to listen to what we're saying. We're about to impart some really good advice upon y'all in terms of what are good podcasts to listen to, and the best podcasts of the week, and some news, and all things podcasts. And we have the good authority for you to listen to us. How many podcasts have we seen live, Ryan?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's that many. And we log a lot of hours. And yeah, so those are our credentials. And we start out by picking our 3 best podcasts of the week in our podcast feeds. So Ryan, feed me. What's good?
All right, so the top 3 picks. The first one I got is The Ballad of Billy Balls. It's an investigative podcast about the mysterious death of Billy Heitzman, hosted by I.O. Tillett Wright. The episode I listened to was called Something Bigger Than Me. At this point, they found out that Billy died because he pulled a gun on an undercover cop. It was a justified homicide. So the podcast takes a turn, and it becomes more about I.O.'s relationship with her mom and her tumultuous upbringing, or should I say his, because it also becomes about I.O.'s gender identity issues.
Right.
It gets really into it. It's bizarre.
And that's not really divulging any secrets or anything. You can kind of tell all along that she's like a tough,
you could tell,
person, gender fluid, trans, all that stuff.
I guess I.O. Identifies as a male. But,
right.
So
that's a crazy relationship, her and her mom. Oh my God.
Yeah,
her mom's nuts.
She was nutty. She was on drugs and violent.
It's really sad.
Really weird. But check it out. It's
nice
worth
choice. Yeah. Very compelling. Wow, I don't sound enthusiastic.
Do you have
Very
one,
compelling.
Yeah.
I sure do. So we've talked about this on the show before. It's called The Shrink Next Door by Bloomberg Media and the Wondery Network. Anyway, it's about this guy, Marty Markowitz, who was a millionaire. His family owned a textile business, and he was a little bit crazy. He went through a bad breakup, so he went to see the shrink. And the shrink manipulated him into such a sense where this guy, Marty, signed over his houses to him, put his psychiatrist in charge of his company as the president and CEO, also signed his will completely over to his shrink and his wife, and they hit a breaking point finally, which is crazy. It's how did it even get this far? How would you let this guy control your life? And the shrink was you're an easy mark Markowitz, because he's so gullible. And It's how did you not realize? So basically, the protagonist of this story is such an idiot, and he's finally wising up to it.
It's hard to feel bad for him.
It's really hard to feel bad for him. And the evil guy, yeah, he is really evil. So it's you don't feel bad for the protagonist.
Well,
so it's just an interesting story.
Since the shrink should know better not to manipulate someone's mind of a patient,
Yeah, and he does that to a lot of patients. It holds power, and they see him as a god.
Yeah, it's really messed up. But it's hard to feel bad for the guy because he's Marty Mark-ass bitch.
Yeah, it's you don't know how to feel, but all you know is that this is a great story.
Yeah, it would have been on my top if you didn't pick it.
I know, sorry. I stole it. Just like Dr. Ike Hirschkopf stole Marty's business and he didn't steal it, but yeah. That's crazy people for you. What's your next one?
So my next one's Embedded with host Kelly McEvers. She takes a story from the news and goes deep. I've been listening to her series on Mitch McConnell. It's up to about like 3 episodes so far. It's about Mitch McConnell and John McCain's rivalry over money in politics. You know, Mitch McConnell is basically the reason why there's so much money in politics and like super PACs and why it's all fucked up. But John McCain was trying to fight it. You know, like trying to get money out of politics so a big business can't like be in control of government or someone like the NRA.
And we know
or
who
big
succeeded.
oil.
Yeah.
I wonder who won and how many mass shootings there are. And oh well. That's all I'll say.
It's all for power and influence. I actually listened to the first episode of Embedded. It's called Mitch, and it's weird to like hear of his beginnings, like how he got to be student council president and everything. Like that guy's just all about winning. He doesn't care about keeping promises. He doesn't care about anything. He just cares about winning.
Yeah, he'll flip flop on everything. He was like down with big tobacco, and John McCain exposed that shit, and then he flip flopped on that issue.
Mm-hmm.
After a while, he's just like, "Oh, we need to get rid of big tobacco," but now he's not getting money from him. You know, it's just how it is.
He went to all the unions and was like, "I'm all for collective bargaining," and then he got into office and he was like, "I never said that." Good old Mitchie.
Yeah, he's kind of a demonic sort of humanoid type turtle. But anyway, what, you got one?
Yeah, I sure do. So, Reply All. I love Reply All. It's a show about all things internet and technical and our connectivity with each other. And this one is called, oh my God, why can't I think of it? But it's basically like a bunch of people who are just like really embarrassed about their internet footprint. So what's it called? It's called Permanent Record. So it's just this stuff online that you can't take down. And it's not porn stuff. It's just like really interesting stuff. They have 5 different stories. One of which was this Indian girl who loved metal. She was a huge metalhead, and she wanted to get into the movie industry. And one of her first gigs was being a production assistant on this pop star's music video. And the girl who was supposed to be like the love interest best friend wasn't there, so they're like, "Hey, just like get on the scooter and put on a helmet, just be in it, help us out." And then they ended up like making her dance and doing all this stuff. It's basically like a metalhead being in an NSYNC video, and like nobody would let it up, and she was so mad, and you can't get rid of it. There's also this girl. This is great. So when she was 13 years old, she started her MySpace account. So for you kids out there, MySpace is the precursor to Facebook in a sense. And she was so young that she didn't really know what her screen name meant when she chose it. She chose Horny Jew 666 and like had no clue what it was. And like it was always the first search result for her. So like she noticed that she's not getting jobs and nobody's calling her back.
It's Horny Jew 666.
Yeah, and she had no clue. She was just like the only word that she knew was Jew, and then the other words she just heard from older people saying them. So that, I mean, I'm sorry, but that's just like perfect. And there are a couple other great stories in there that I don't want to divulge and tell you the whole thing, but I was just like, it was a great one. Go
good.
Reply All.
I heard that one. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So my next one is it's a doozy. It's Behind the Bastards. It's a podcast about the craziest bastards in history with host Robert Evans. Let's do a 2-part series called, wait for it, The Goat Testicle Implanting Doctor Who Invented Talk Radio. Yeah, for real.
That's a long title.
That's pretty much it, though. His guest is Caitlin Durant. They talk about a man named John Brinkley who fraudulently claimed to be a medical doctor who became known as the Goat Gland Doctor after he achieved national fame, international notoriety, and great wealth through xenotransplantation of goat testicles into humans. So basically, he would cut open guys' nutsacks and stick some goat testicles inside of them, and with their testicles. And he said it gave them more testosterone, made them more virile and more potent.
Because we all know that goats are the Ron Jeremy of the mammal kingdom.
Yeah, so this guy's pretending to be a doctor and shoving goat testicles into guys' nut sacks and sewing them back up.
That's awesome.
There's a lot of fucked up things that went wrong here. A lot of people got sick, obviously. A lot of, I don't know. He also was the first to have like an AM radio show. It was a call-in show where he diagnosed people and he sold them pills. He's basically like the first Alex Jones. He's selling like supplements and shit. But he was born in like 1885 and died in 1942. So like, it was like in the 20s and 30s he's doing this shit. So and he was also down with the Nazis. So he's kind of a real bastard.
Did these guys get goat AIDS?
No. But it's messed up. Like if you can't get it up anymore, like erectile dysfunction, he would just cut your nutsack open and shove some goat balls in there.
There is something really crazy about that topic, though, because Profiles in Eccentricity, which is another show on Starburns Audio, they just did a 2-parter on this guy, the goat testicles guy.
Really? The same guy?
Exactly. It's so weird when podcasts do the same topic in the same week. I didn't listen to it, but I just noticed that they match like exactly.
Yeah, but that guy's crazy because when he was alive, you're allowed to be like, there were like amateur doctors, which is bizarre, right? Like there's professional doctors and amateur ones. You could be like autodidactic, like doctor back in the day.
I'd be an amateur doctor.
But then they changed the rules and he got in a lot of trouble because he's just doing some crazy like nonsensical surgeries, man.
I'll put some goat testicles in place of women's ovaries.
Yeah, and he was like drinking the whole time. He's doing surgery on people and like was like wasted.
Well, it's like hygienic with all that alcohol.
He's just a bad person.
Wow, he sounds like a visionary.
Goat testicles.
Goat testicles.
So I thought that was crazy. I had to put that in there.
No, yeah. I should listen to at least one of them. Wait, what was Humans with Goat Testicles, John R. Brinkley. Is that who it is?
Yeah, John Brinkley. Right.
John Brinkley.
John Romulus Brinkley.
Oh, that's the R is Romulus?
Romulus.
All right, that's a name straight out of Harry Potter.
Or Star Trek.
Yeah.
The Romulans or whatever.
Romulans. Wow, you're such a nerd. Get me out of this closet with this fucking dork.
All right, come on, man.
All right, I'm sorry. I love you.
You got one?
I do. It's really funny. I write my notes in my phone, and I didn't realize that I put the speakerphone or the voice recording microphone on, so it basically just captured this entire chat. Anyway, my other one is Bunny Ears, where Macaulay Culkin had the guest of one of my favorite people growing up, Tom Green. And Tom Green was amazing on the show. He drank wine and smoked some of Mac's cigarettes, even though he doesn't smoke cigarettes. He was like, yeah, I'll take one of those. You got another one of those?
Yeah, it was like 11 in the morning.
Yeah, and he was like about to hop on a plane to like Idaho, and he was like drinking white wine with Mac.
But you can't pass up the opportunity to get morning drunk with.
That's what he said. He was like,
Culkin.
I'm in Macaulay Culkin's apartment with boxes all around and animals, and Mac's in his pajamas, and we're drinking white wine and smoking cigs.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Might as well.
But Tom Green is still super funny, and he talked about a whole variety of things. He was married briefly to Drew Barrymore, and he talked about what happened when her house burned down. That was really fucked up. That was sad. Yeah.
I remember that on the news, yeah.
Yeah, you just remember him being like, honey, the house burned down, and they drove her away, but you don't know the backstory about how sad that is. Like, she lost all of her shit. He's recovering from testicular cancer surgery. His dad just had prostate cancer surgery, and they're in the same house at the same time. Like, her parents were there. Everybody was displaced. It was really sad. So, I don't know. I thought that was interesting because I remember seeing it, and it was pretty fucked up, but I didn't know the backstory. Electrical problems. Anyway, there's a lot of funnier stuff in there, and some eye-opening things, and a really good conversation. They're like a match made in heaven.
But you know what's real funny?
Blech.
Ads?
Yeah, let's do it. for you, the sweet and sour listeners of Blowjam, Leaf Filter is offering a free estimate and $300 off their #1 rated gutter protection system. Leaf Filter Micro Mesh Gutter Guards were designed to make life easier for homos. And by homos, I mean homeowners. Once the product is installed onto your existing gutters, you'll never have to climb the ladder to clean your gutters again. #safety. So you get a lifetime transferable warranty, no holes, gaps, or openings. It installs on your existing gutters, doesn't void your roof warranty, and you get free gutter cleaning and realignment services. Keeps out leaves, pine needles, shingle grit, seed pods, insects, and pests, and voyeurs. It also protects your home against landscape erosion, basement flooding, heaving driveways, mold growth, foundation issues. It's true, it's a trickle down. So, to request a free estimate and get $300 off your purchase of Leaf Filter's revolutionary gutter guard system today, go to leaffilternow.com/blow. Again, that's leaffilternow.com/blow for a free estimate and $300 off. For you, the sweet and sassy listeners of Blowjam, Hotels.com is offering $30 off select hotel stays of $250 or more when you go to use Hotels.com/blow and enter code LISTEN30. With Hotels.com, you can get rewarded basically everywhere. From seaside cabins in Portland, to tree houses in Thailand, to 5-star resorts in Mexico, Hotels.com has all the options you're searching for in one place. And for every 10 nights you stay, you get one free that you can use at endless properties. Hotels.com's deals come with access to instant savings. Hotels.com. You do you and get rewarded. Free nights don't include taxes and fees. Instant savings available on select properties. Again, you can save $30 off select hotel stays of $250 or more when you go to use Hotels.com/blow and enter code LISTEN30. Wow, I'm so good at doing ads. It's like not even funny. Aren't you proud of me for selling all this stuff?
Nah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, it's time for news. Ryan normally has all the news of podcasts, but I have some.
I ain't got dick.
Not much is going on in this world. Most of the time, my news is about the podcast Sword and Scale, which is probably the most fucked up true crime podcast that exists. And it's one of the first podcasts that I ever listened to.
I thought you almost said True Prime.
Prime Codcast. Crew Trime. Never mind.
No, that could be the next True Crime podcast.
Prodcast? Cattle Prodcast?
The True Prime Crowdcast.
Crabcast.
Crowdcast.
Hey guys, it's Crab Smash.
Right.
I'm your host Delia Ploblab.
Crime Smash.
All right,
Crime Smash.
Aside from Harmontown, Sword and Scale was right there. Harmontown, Comedy Bang Bang, listen to Comedy Bang Bang, and Tommy Middledee was talking about it, and I listened to it, and I was hooked. So there's been a lot of drama going on, and I've been talking about it on Podsmash. On International Women's Day, Mike Boudet, the host, posted something on Twitter. It was like a picture of a woman and like the word cunt or something. And it was International Women's Day. So it's offensive unto itself to the masses, but
he said,
the timing was bad.
He said, I'm tired of all these cunts. Maybe I should dismantle one.
Oh.
So it's pretty creepy what he said.
Yeah, it sounds like his stories are rubbing off on him.
Yeah, he's turning a little creepy, a little serial killer-ish.
You know, I'm taking a little segue here, but I always wondered about these true crime aficionados. It's like somebody who's like a big crazy fan is going to murder you.
Yeah.
Or you're going to become a murderer.
You're going to become a murderer, or someone's going to kill you, yeah.
And then it's like, who's going to do the story on you? Probably like 1 million people. There's so many true crime podcasts.
Yeah. What if all the true crime podcasters just start killing each other?
Yeah, like the Hunger Games.
That would be great, yeah.
It would be great.
There can be only one.
So, Sword and Scale is the best, most hardcore of all the true crime podcasts, so that's why I have a stake in it. And it still is the only podcast for which I am a patron
But
on
I do
Patreon.
think Mike Boudet does it better, yeah.
He really
That
does.
girl.
Yeah.
He does a good job.
He's a good storyteller, and he tells it in a really fucked up way and has the best audio.
You have to be kind of fucked up and creepy to talk about that sort of thing.
That's true, yeah.
Got to be a little bit messed up.
Well, because of that scandal, he lost his sponsorship and was kicked out of the Wondery network. And considering advertisers didn't want to advertise with somebody so controversial, they all pulled out. So
He had a TV show in the works, too.
Yeah.
Which is kind of shitty.
Well, you never know. If he atones and, brings people back from the dead, it should probably be okay.
Oh, they just keep trying to cancel people left and right.
Yo, can I get to my news?
Yeah, what is it?
The news is because of that controversy, he had another person be the host of his main free show. Her name was Trisha. And see, he went back to his own independent label at Incongruity Media. And because of her not having the star power as Mike Boudet, they couldn't get any advertisers with her. So he's thinking, oh, well, I have this stigma, so let me get somebody else so I can keep my advertisers. But she just made it worse because nobody cares. They like Mike Boudet. So now he's going back to try to get more advertisers on board and keep the ship afloat.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep, so all these ins and outs with Sword and Scale, I'm probably going to stop reporting on them. I think the drama is over.
But how much does it actually cost to make a podcast?
To make a podcast that good, you actually do have to employ a team of producers and researchers, and that one is heavily edited with a lot of great music and all these audio clips. Like, if we did it, I think we could put out an episode once every 4 months.
Yeah, it's about like Blowjam.
Yeah, but if you do it full time and you got it, like, if you do it full time, do you really need that big of a team?
I don't think so, no.
Why don't we just ask Mike Boudet?
Oh, well.
I don't know if he'll talk to us because, like, sometimes we slam him, but...
We do this every week, but it's pretty easy. We're just talking in the mics, but...
That's kind of why we don't really do Blowjam anymore, is because this requires very little editing, and this is just easy. It's fucking easy and fun. We have fun. Anyway, that's my news. So, Ryan, you have a segment about your new podcast of the week that you've discovered.
Yep. Ryan's new podcast. Sorry, that wasn't so good.
No, it was good. You're really good at the juice harp.
It's a jaw harp. Let's try to stay...
stay PC.
Let's not be racial here.
No, for the longest time I thought it was called a juice harp. But it's actually a Jews harp.
Yeah, it's pretty racist.
Okay.
It's like, maybe don't call it that. I call it a jaw harp. Juice is good. Yeah, you can say juice.
We hate editing so much that we just bring the instruments in here instead of, like, actually doing it, like, professionally and slapping it in there.
I think we did it once.
Yeah.
Oh, well. So my new podcast, this one's actually brand new. It's called Love Island. It is what it is. Podcast.
Love Island, yes.
It's the only Love Island podcast hosted by two comedians who are also dating, with hosts Aaron McGathy and Jordan Daniel. They basically watch Love Island and talk about it.
What is Love Island?
It's pretty funny. Love Island is something we became obsessed with a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't watched it in a while, but...
Nobody in America knows what it is.
Yeah, it's more of a British, like, dating show where they just, like, slap all these people together on an island and
a big mansion.
Give them a bunch of booze and, like, yeah. Couple them up with, like, different women and guys, like, see what happens. It's like a fuck fest, and then they recouple them, and, like, it's a big mind fuck, and then...
The people vote, by
the way.
A
lot of drama.
The viewers vote. So
Viewers
it's
vote,
like,
yeah.
Are you the best couple? Then the viewers want to keep you around. And so you're always trying to match up with somebody and, like, have a spark so that people want to see you guys together. And
it's, like, really superficial, but then it becomes really psychological.
It's a bunch of tan guys with pompadours and a bunch of women with fake titties.
Yeah, it's really like the fakest of the fake.
So superficial, yeah.
Yeah,
Very surfacey.
but it's fun to watch. You can become obsessed with it really quick.
Yeah, it's so dramatic and like there are so many dum-dums.
Oh yeah. You hurt me, Jordan.
You hurt me,
Yeah,
Jordan.
it's one girl. She was just crying. Hurt me, Jordan. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Yeah,
it
really
You
is.
just gotta look up Love Island and watch it. Project Free TV.
Yes, please do it.
Look up Project Free TV. You can probably find Love Island on that.
And it's daily. It follows them
Yeah.
every day of the week.
So I don't know if they're gonna do a weekly roundup podcast. Because if they're doing it like you might have to do it every day, man. Because that show's on every day.
That's insane. That's unheard of if it's American.
Yeah, we got like hooked on it. Remember, we were just like watching it every fucking day.
Yeah, one summer we were just hooked on it. And one week we missed it all because we went to a wedding and we came back and I watched 7 hours straight.
Remember our friend Vince? He was just like, "You guys are crazy." Before that, we're hooked on Party Down South.
It's before we found out about podcasts. We watched a lot of
We
TV.
watched a lot of reality shows. Survivor was pretty funny.
Oh, yeah.
Went
Everything.
back and watched like every single Survivor.
Well, you love Erin McGathy anyway because what was her podcast that you were into?
This feels terrible. She said she's coming out with some new ones of those pretty soon. I hope so. This one, I like it, like it was funny, but like I'm not really watching Love Island and I can't really get back into that, so I probably won't be listening to this one.
You literally have to be watching it on a day-to-day basis in
Yeah.
order to know what they're talking about.
I know how it is though. I get the gist, because I've been there, but you really need to like watch that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to get back into it because it'll consume my life. I have enough fucking bad habits right now.
It is just really cool that we
I'm already in a
have...
band. We're podcasting. Now we're playing shows. It's
I
fucking
know, you're
weird.
brewing beer, we got a dog, we go hiking. It's
I
just
know.
like too much
Just-
stuff.
Overload.
Can you guys tell that we don't have kids?
Yeah.
Oh, except for our 11 kids that we talked about on Mother's Day.
Oh yeah, the 11 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got rid of them, so.
Yeah, Satan and fucking Aloysius. We killed them. We murdered them.
Have you listened to any new podcasts?
I did, and it's my nay. So let me save it.
Okay. I don't have a name, so that's good.
Oh, good. Okay, I got two.
My next one, it's a new podcast. It's called This Is Uncomfortable. It's a show about life and how money messes with it. With host Rima Krais. Okay. Rima Krais. I don't know.
Why don't you just say, why don't you just not say the host name?
Because you gotta say who the host is.
All right, yeah, give
yeah,
credit
but
where
they always
credit's
have
due.
like unpronounceable names. And like, she said it like in a weird accent. She's like Rima Krais. So I don't want to say that. Like
Jesus Christ.
Rima Krais. And I was like, okay, but of course it is. The episode let's do was called "When Money Makes It Weird." Rima tries to settle debt she's been avoiding, so she's trying to like someone owed her money, and it's hard to approach that situation. It's kind of awkward. And they also talk about what happens when one person makes way more money in a relationship. So this guy's like dating this girl, and like he finds out she's like he's very well off. He already paid off all his student loans and shit. She's like $100K plus in debt, but he wants to marry this girl, and it kind of like fucks
Take
up
on her debt, yeah.
it fucks up the power dynamic of like a relationship when there's that much money gets involved. So it's really cool. It's a cool podcast. I like it.
What's it called again? This is Uncomfortable?
This is uncomfortable. Yep.
I
It's
want to check that
How
out.
money fucks up your life,
Yeah.
pretty much.
More money, more problems.
I'm like, yep, they nailed it. But it's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Yeah. Rima Kreis. Then I have a third one. It's called Global Translations. It's a political podcast hosted by Louisa Savage. Global Translate. I'm going to read their description because I don't know how else to describe it, so I had to like write down their description on their podcast.
That's fine. Just don't sound like a drunk robot.
Okay, so it's like Global Translations unpacks the political roadblocks to smart policy decisions, examining the long-term costs of short-term thinking that drives many political and business decisions. All right, the episode I listened to was called "The New Politics of Trade." It's all about how Trump's, tariff wars with China. It's about how he upended the usual politics of trade, how he renegotiated NAFTA, which kind of puts the Democrats in like an awkward position because a lot of them were against like NAFTA. Like Bernie was talking how he would renegotiate like the North American Free Trade Agreement. Elizabeth Warren had the same deal with like China, but Trump is standing up to China, but he doesn't actually have like any sort of deal, and he's just putting tariffs on that are actually hurting Americans. So it's kind of a mindfuck. The global position we're in right now kind of makes us look like untrustworthy like trading partners, pretty much.
Make a deal with us, and then we'll just renege on it like 2 days later.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah, so we're losing it.
This is a really good podcast, and I actually subscribe to it, so I'm going to be listening to it every week, probably.
Oh, good.
It's in my feed.
Yay, new feedies.
2 thumbs up.
Food for the earballs.
And nays? I got no nay. You got a nay?
I got 2 nays. All right, first off is Hardcore History Addendum. Now, this episode didn't come out this week.
It came out with a new one?
Last one. You didn't know?
No. What was
Caesar at Hastings.
Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Well, you know what? It's actually good if you're a history nerd. But if you're not a history nerd, I would caution you against listening to it because it's one of those thought experiments. Now, what if Caesar's army invaded Britain in the time of William the Conqueror? So it's like taking 55 BC versus 1066 AD.
Well, that's just ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. And, it's like talking about, they've never seen firepower, but all this, and I don't know. It's just weird. Like, he's comparing things.
Was Dan Carlin drinking his lunch?
I think so. He was, like, saying that it's his movie, and he kept, like, saying, like, the advice that Caesar would have been given and the advice that William of Normandy were given is, like, from their caddy. And also, like, he was drawing... Dan Carlin likes to draw a lot of analogies. So Caesar was Mike Tyson in his later career. It's just tons of analogies.
Was he smoking his breakfast?
He must be. It's very interesting if you're into warfare, and I am a little bit, so I was kind of into it. If you're just a regular layman who doesn't really care, don't worry, you'll still like Dan Carlin, but just listen to Hardcore History, not the addendum, and specifically not this episode.
All right. I kind of want to hear it and see how bad it is.
You should. Yeah. Well, you like history, but you're not a nerd. So
what? You got another name?
I do, and it's a new podcast, and I'm not upset about it because it seems like there's a good production value. It's called Blackwood, and it's so dumb. I wanted to like rip my eardrums out, so I just stopped listening to it. But it's a podcast, a fictional podcast, which is really, really hard to pull off. I'm sorry. There's just a couple podcasts that do it well. Otherwise, it just sounds contrived. It sounds forced. And this one is the most forced, dumb podcast. So it's 3 kids who are in this small town, and they are bored, so they're making a podcast about a local monster legend called the Bugman. And they're going around town talking to people. They're like, I don't know who the Bugman is. And the kids are like, this fucking stupid town. Fuck this. Got nothing better to do. And then this guy is like, the Bugman. Yeah, I know about the Bugman. But he's a real man.
Better than the Bugman?
I don't even know.
So like the Mothman? Yeah, Chapstick. The Chapstick Man. Chapstick Man.
Just don't listen to it. It's called Blackwood. Don't listen to it. Please, I beg of you. Otherwise, the Bugman is coming for you.
Or the Chapstick Man's coming for you.
Chapstick Bugman's coming for you, Blackwood.
He's going to chap your lips.
I don't think anybody knows that reference unless you've seen the Mothman Prophecies.
Oh, yeah, Mothman Prophecies. This is funny. I used to freak out my ex-girlfriend because she was scared of that one part where it was like, yeah, chapstick.
Oh, my God.
because he was holding up a piece of chapstick in his hand, and like someone's calling him on the phone, and they're like, he's like, well, what's going on? Like, what am I doing right now then? And they're like, yeah, chapstick. This is ridiculous. Sorry.
Wow. Okay.
You get it?
No, I do get it.
This
I've
is
never seen the
stupid.
movie, but I don't think you explained that story in the best way.
Whatever.
It was a trailer for the movie,
Yeah.
and she got scared at the trailer at the commercial because the protagonist was talking on the phone.
He's holding up some
and then
chapstick.
Mothman goes, chapstick.
He's holding chapstick in his hand.
Right. That's scary. Every time I hold chapstick, I look over my shoulder and say a prayer.
Yeah, because the Mothman's going to chap your lips up.
In the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Chapstick.
All right. So, yeah.
Special shout out.
Well, I had 2 shout-outs, but the one was Bunny Ears, but you already did that. So, my second shout-out is the Duncan Trussell Family Hour. It's a comedy podcast with host Duncan Trussell. His guest this week was Dr. Drew. They talked about homelessness, AI, deepfakes, and the apocalypse. They got pretty heavy, as they always do, philosophically.
And drugs and therapy, too.
Drugs and therapy, yep.
Yeah. I just listened to the first 10 minutes, and I'm like, fuck, I got to do Podsmash because I really want to listen to
Dr.
the rest
Drew
of
is
it.
really good.
They get along a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Good dynamic.
He's always going like Fox News too. Like he's going in the Lions Den all the time.
I'm
He's
sorry,
fighting the
but you
good
got to
fight.
go there. That's
He's
that's
fighting the
where the
good fight.
people are.
Well, he got shut down from CNN because he said something like, CNN asked him to psychoanalyze, what was it, fucking Trump, and he did, right? And they're like, well, for good measure, why don't you do Hillary Clinton too? He did Hillary Clinton, but then they like shut him down. It like went bad on the media, like and they kind of like shut him down, and like so he got kicked off of like CNN.
What?
So now he's just going wherever they'll take him, and he's fighting with people on Fox News. It's kind of funny.
All right, go Dr. Drew. He's always been, at the forefront. Loveline.
Yeah, he's cool, man.
Yeah. So nice. I don't have any special shout outs. Nothing is special to me.
Oh, okay.
I was really positive the last couple episodes. I'm like, I have no nays. And now I had 2 nays and no special shout outs.
It's too negative, man.
I'm negative. I flip flop because I'm bipolar.
All right, well, let's get out of here then.
Yeah, let's do it. This closet is hot and I want to fuck. Right, you got to see Ryan's face right now. He's really upset with me.
Don't say that.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's really hot in here, and we're not going to do it. We're going to probably mix this down. And we love you. Thank you so much for listening to us, as always. And look us up on the Googles and follow us places. Give us them stars. Give us them reviews. We would greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you next week.